Hi, my name is Jason Sharp. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Memphis Library Catalog. Now the first step is to actually get to our website. Now if you notice, I already have it pulled up here. So what you're going to want to do if you're not already on this website is go to www.memphislibrary.org. You don't have to worry yourself about the /mplic-home. That piece is added automatically after you type in this website, memphislibrary.org. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the catalog on this right-hand corner of the screen. If you notice, it's already set where it says Search Catalog. It's already set for us, which is awfully convenient. So what we're going to do is do a search for the popular book, Diary of a Wimpy Kitten. And after I type that in, you can either press the Enter button on your keyboard or just click Go. So if you notice, we've got 22 different results. And we know, at least for now, that there aren't 22 different Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. A lot of these ones are things like the video recording, for the new DVD that had come out. You've got some sound recordings, so the books on tape and books on CD. And what we want to do is, we could search through all 22 different results, but, say if we do a search result that maybe has 500 results, that's going to take too much time for us. So we're going to narrow things down a little bit. We can go over here to Material Type and click on More. And if you notice, we don't really care about the compact discs or the DVDs, so we're going to click Exclude, and that's going to get rid of it for us. So now, we're down to much more reasonable 14 results. We also don't really care about his nonfiction stuff, so we're going to click Exclude that as well. There we go. Now we're down to much more reasonable 12 results. So scrolling down, you can see a bunch of the different titles. And if you notice, we actually do have books in English and in Spanish. For those of you that might be Spanish speakers or might even prefer the Spanish language, you can pick up one of those as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this first book, the Cabin Fever book. Now if you notice, it tells us that there are 13 copies available. Now what that means is, it doesn't mean that one library has 13 copies. So sometimes I'll have people come up to me and say, I work at the Whitehaven branch, hey Jason, I see that you have 13 copies of Cabin Fever available at this library, can I get one of those copies? Well, we may not have, we definitely don't have all 13 of those copies. We may not even have one copy, so we're actually going to go in and find out if we do have one. By the way, if you only care about what a certain library has, you can also go on this left-hand pane where it says Library, and look for a specific one. So that way if you say, I only want to drive to either Whitehaven or Levi, the library down the street from us, you can click just those. But for now, we're going to keep this open because we want to look at all the libraries. We're going to click on the title, and that's going to take us in to the record. And if you notice, it tells us these copies aren't available. This is about when they're supposed to be due back. Let's see, looks like Bartlett has a copy. Scrolling down, Cordova, it says it's on hold for someone, which means you won't be able to get that. Somebody has already placed that book on hold, perhaps even be using this catalog that we're doing it here, that we're using right now. So you won't be able to access that copy. It looks like you've got another one here at Cordova in Crenshaw. Now, we care about Whitehaven, or at least I care about Whitehaven, so I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And if you notice, there's one copy that's due on the 3rd. And there's another copy that has been due for quite some time. So they're getting charged some fees right now. And we see that there's one copy in the children's fiction section. The great thing is you can also see what copies are in order. So these libraries are ordering new copies for us, which is pretty handy. Maybe you want to find a summary. We want to kind of find out, I can't really remember what happened in Cabin Fever. I have no idea. You can go in through here. You can find out a little bit about the author. Great thing too is you can also find some pretty great reviews. School Library Journal, great reviews. Book List, great reviews. So those are incredibly handy. But maybe we don't care about those. We know, I already know about Cabin Fever. I just know I want it. So we're going to click on Place Holds here. Now here you can type in your library card number. Now unfortunately you do have to have a library card number to place these ones on holds. So we would type in our number there. And we would type in our PIN number. Now the PIN number could be one of 4 things. It's typically the last 4 digits on the back of your library card. It could also be the last 4 digits of your Social Security number, or the last 4 digits on the phone number that you guys used to register. More likely, it's going to be the library card. And I'm actually going to pause this for a second because I'm going to have to type in my library card number, and that's something that you don't want to give away because otherwise people can use it to place books on your account, people can use it to get onto computers, and we don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to pause this for a second, and when I come back, I will show you what pops up after you type in this login information. Okay guys, I am back, and if you noticed, after typing that in, that screen that you're looking at has basically just disappeared. And now it shows welcome, Sharp Jason Scott, right up here. Now I want this book, so I'm going to click on place holds. And if you notice, it automatically has me selected for Whitehaven. You can actually change the default if you like. And I want to keep it Whitehaven, but if you notice, there's other choices here. So I'm going to click on place holds here. And it says success, gives you a little number. You don't really care about the number. All right. And now I want to see if that one worked. So I'm going to go up to my account. And I can access my information. So if you notice, this is where you can change what library you want it to go to. And if you also notice, I haven't been very good. I have a late book. It shows me right here, 1 overdue book. I have 6 books checked out total. And I have 1 holds because I had just placed a book on holds. Now, I don't have any fines, but I can check on them right here. But it tells me I may be getting some fines. So let's go find out what book I was supposed to return. And I need to return this comedy book, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? This is a book that my wife is reading on my account right now, so I need to tell her to return that. I've also got some other books on Mother Goose. We're doing a read for the record soon, so we've got the Otis books on here. And if you notice, what I could do as well is I could do a select all and then renew these books as well if I'd like. But I don't really need to do that right now. If the book is too old, it may not let you renew it, by the way. So we can move on. And if you see, this is the holds. So it tells me the status is pending because I had just placed that on holds. No one's kind of looked for the book yet. We typically look for the books at 2 different times of the day. We look for them about right when we first get here before we open. So probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. We also look for the books once again at around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So if you've placed the book on holds at about 10 o'clock, it's already too late. The list has already come out and we've already started looking for them. So it's going to go into the 1:30 time. If you place the book on hold at, say, 2 o'clock, the list has already been printed out and it's going to be found the following morning. So if you notice, it's pending right here. It tells us where it's going to pick up at. It gives you 1 year before the book expires, so just in case it takes a whole year to find that book, it shouldn't. It will basically stay on there. And this is our position on the queue. So we already know there's books available. There's nobody waiting on the book, but say it's a really popular book, like, I don't know, something like Dork Diaries, where there's absolutely no copies anywhere. I might be number 5 on that list, because when the next copy gets returned, it's going to go to the first person on the list, then the second person, the third and fourth, and so on. And say I don't even want that book anymore, I can click on cancel holds, and I want to make sure that somebody else actually gets that book, so I'm going to cancel that holds right now. Is it okay to cancel it? Yep, sure is. And that hold is gone, so I don't have any ones. I can also look at my fines right here, figure out if there was anything that I owe. I can do that. By the way, your fines have to be less than $2. Otherwise, you will not be able to check out books. One other thing, too, is you might get a message that says charge privileges denied. Your card has to be updated every year. So if it's been over a year since you've updated your card, it will not let you place these books on holds. So you will have to, if you're an adult, you can just come in and do it. Otherwise, if you're under 18, a parent will have to come in and update that card for you. It's free to update it. So that's okay. That's pretty easy to do. Now, we've already looked for Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Let's look for another book. Let's say Dork Diaries. Oh, I did not spell that right. And if you notice, it actually gives me a suggestion. It's like, look, you know how to spell Jason. This is how it really is. So we're going to click on Search. And once again, we've got sound recordings. Now I'm not going to go through that whole excluding thing. There's only 11 results. That's not too bad. I also want to show you one really handy method. You can click on some of these, Yeah, let's pick one of the Spanish books as well. And let's try the Heartbreaker book. And okay, great. So I've checked 4 little boxes. I could click place holds. Well, actually, yeah, I could just click that. But the handy thing is, if you check lots of books at once, you can click up here, click on place holds. It will place multiple books for me. Now, if you notice, I actually did that Heartbreaker one on purpose. Heartbreaker book is actually one of our 7-day popular library books. It's a brand new book, and we want as many people to read that one as they can, because normally you can have a book checked out for 3 weeks, and you can renew them as long as there's nobody waiting on that book for you. You can do it for another 3 weeks. You can have that book for a total of 6 weeks, which is a pretty good amount of time. And if it's a brand new book, you don't want to have to make somebody wait, 3 to 6 weeks just to get a hold of a book. So we have 7-day books. And these 7-day books can only be checked out for, of course, those 7 days. So it will not let me place a hold on this book. So I'm going to press OK. I'm going to go back to my account just to check these out so that we can notice that Heartbreaker book. By the way, you can also call your librarian, or you can just come in and say, hey, Jason, I want this book. Can you find it for me? Sure, no problem. I can order it in. I can do whatever we need to find this book for you. Now that 7-day book that I was telling you about, the Heartbreaker, you cannot send those from library to library, and you cannot place those on holds. What you can do is, I told you earlier that you can have a book for 7 days at a time, but for those the 7-day books, you don't want to have to make somebody wait a whole week just to check out a book for only 1 week. So we can hold that for 1 day for you. So if you can call us in the morning and say, hey, can you hold that book? I'm on my way over, I'm going to do it. No problem. We'll put it off to the side for you, but it's only for the rest of that day. Then it goes right back on the shelf for the next person. So once again, we don't really care about these books. They're pretty great, and I've already kind of read several of them, but I want to make sure other people get them, so I'm going to cancel that hold again. And we are done. If you like, I can also show you the advanced searches. So if you want to look at, I only want videos because I want Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and I only want to find the DVD, and I don't care about the other ones. You can also search for the ebooks. So if you have an iPad or you have a Kindle, you can look at some of those. I need audiobooks, so say you have a laptop or maybe you have an MP3 player, you can load those things on there. We'll have a separate training for those, by the way. Those are much more complicated, so we don't want to confuse you guys all too much right now. But this is great because you can look for things like just the title, just the author. As I said, I work at Whitehaven, so I only care about a certain book because I just want to go and pick it up. I don't want to have to wait for them to send it to us. You can do that as well. So I hope you guys found this kind of original, this screencast useful. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I can update this as need be. I can also add additional trainings because I don't want to overwhelm you guys all too much at once. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.